and it's hidden in plain sight. The man in the white hat is Jack Daniel, creator of the whiskey brand in his own name. And this picture was taken in the late 1800s, nearing the tail end of slavery. A period when black people couldn't sit amongst their white counterparts. So then why is this man sat down? Right next to the owner at that? Well, I'll tell you why. It's because this man's father, Nathan Green, is the real creator of the Jack Daniel recipe. This revelation remained a closely guarded secret for over 100 years. It wasn't until the New York Times published this article in 2016. That same year, the company who now owns Jack Daniel made the decision to finally embrace Green's legacy, rightfully adding him to the public records as their first master distiller. But unfortunately, this didn't come with any reparations for the descendants of Nathan Green, who continue to work for the company today. There's a secret in this picture.
Ever wonder why Aunt Jemima suddenly vanished? Here's the real truth. She was never supposed to exist in the first place. The happy face on your pancake box, that wasn't just a lie. It was a reminder of a time when people wanted to rewrite history to make it look nice. But trust me, it wasn't nice at all. Aunt Jemima was born in 1889, not as a real person, but as a marketing gimmick. She was based on the mammy stereotype, a happy, obedient slave who loved cooking for her owner's family. The face on the box, that belonged to Nancy Green, a formerly enslaved woman hired to play the role at fairs and expos. She wasn't just a spokesperson, she was the brand. But here's the kicker. Nancy Green didn't own her likeness. She didn't see a dime of the pancake empire she helped build. For over 130 years, Aunt Jemima sold more than pancake mix. She sold a fantasy of a past that didn't really exist. And then 2020 hit, and Aunt Jemima, gone, just like that. She was replaced with Pearl Milling Company, a name Pepsi used to try and fix the past, or maybe just save face. So now the question is, was erasing Aunt Jemima enough, or did they just slap a new label on an old problem? Tell me your take in the comments.
Man, look, I don't know too much about this stuff.
Let me see.
But I do know something about these boys right here.
What are you gonna do?
These are dinosaur bones.
What are you gonna do?
I tell you, just in the nails. And you, are you listening? Did you see it?
Can I pick one of them up?
Man, pick it up, man. You know, that's y'all. Hey, them y'all, Mike. I don't know why people be coming down here to destination, one in the nation, and be asking us about the food. Foods, people. We're gonna be on cheap. This destination, what we do there.
It's real. It's real. It's real.
What? It's real. Brother, let me take a shot. That you feel on that table? They call that shit in the middle.
Cut. Y'all don't hit nothing there.
Cut it, man. Go on, Mike.
You
Shoot today for our menu online, but I just love the way our food looks. We are blessed to have really talented people here that every detail gets paid attention to. So the pickled onions, look at the vibrance of that color. The pickles look amazing, they taste amazing. Look at these ribs. Look at them, look at that. Look at the shine, look at the bark. You can even see the smoke ring, the juiciness, the texture of the meat, and look at that belly. It's like it should be in a gallery. And then of course the brisket. The brisket is by far the best the brisket's ever been in the history of Destination. The flavor all the way through the meat, and of course the world famous black diamonds. Oh, look at my brother over here.
Let me see.
What the heck?
Let me see them.
The prettiness is gone.
You ain't lying. You ain't lying.
But yeah, just an amazing display here. Thank you. We're doing a little.
All right, shalom, shalom. First off, give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem. Rakakadash, giving double honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS who taught me this truth. Salutes and honors to the elect brothers across the four corners who are enduring in both truth and in sincerity. All the men and women who follow. This is the brother Christ is out from the fountain of living waters, coming back at you with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. This lesson being entitled, Esau is a thief and a charlatan. So, you know, what do all these 4 videos have in common? Okay, especially, you know, these two are connected, you know, but what do these 3 subjects I'll say have in common? You know, they use, well, Jake's getting the short end of the stick, pretty much. You know, Jake is doing all the work and getting no credit for it. So, before we get into each of them individually, let's just grab this word charlatan. A charlatan is one who pretends to knowledge or to have knowledge, skill, or importance, right? A charlatan, a mountebank, a babbler. I know the apostles speak about a mountebank, Apostle Gabar, but so Chirolito, I can't pronounce that. A quack. Yeah, so basically, um, somebody who's faking the funk, right? And going back to Jack Daniels, you had this guy right here, Jack Daniel, moonlighting as if it was him who came up with the Jack Daniel flavor and all of that. But as we now know, it was this guy's father. I believe they said his name was Nearest Green. That was the creator of the actual billion-dollar company, Jack Daniels. Yeah, that's right, Nearest Green. But this is the face. This is who they're going to tell you. This is who they're going to push. They're going to get the labor out of Jake and then push themselves, right? Same thing with Aunt Jemima. She was the face. They're selling pancakes off the strength of her face, the work that she was doing at those fairs. And as you heard, she didn't get a dime. Okay, and now bring you to 2026. You got this guy right here, Unc. You got people grilling, throwing their glasses everywhere and whatnot. You even got this famous comedian, Desi Banks, and this restaurant that he's at. You got people coming from all over, to come to the restaurant to see him, to get some of the food. And then what do you have? You have the Edomite owner who was jealous because he was getting all the shine, and now he's fired. His word that he got, the tenderism, this guy done copywritten his word. So now he owned the rights to tenderism. So now Unc, who came up with it, can't get no money off of the word tenderism. He's kicked off the restaurant, and now he wants to be the face. But he's cost himself a lot of money. A lot of money. Now, there's a whole lot of stuff behind it with this guy who was supposed to do a review of the restaurant. I'm not going to get into all of that. The long and the short of it is, Unc was out front, and now Esau is trying to basically, it was Esau's restaurant from the jump, but people were coming there because of the Jake. And now Esau is jealous that the Jake is getting all this attention behind food that he was cooking, and now he wants to get his shine. He could have did a joint venture with him, or look how old this guy is. He ain't got too much more time. We all got a day, but he could let this man, be the face, and then after some time, transition in, or just a couple things that he could have did, but he just let the man go. But of course, the scriptures tell us that never trust thine enemy, as iron rested, so of his wickedness. But it really all go back to the curses, man. It go back to the curses. Deuteronomy 28:14. It says, "And thou shalt." Let me see. I'm going to start at 13. It says, "And the Lord shall make thee the head and not the tail, and thou shalt be above only, and thou shalt not be beneath, if thou hearken unto the commandments of the Lord thy power, which I commanded thee this day to observe and to do them." So had we had just kept our mind right and did what we were supposed to do toward the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, we would have been the head. We would have been still on top, right? It says, "And thou shalt not go aside from any of the words which I command thee this day to do to the right hand or to the left, to go after other gods to serve them." But we did, right? says, but it shall come to pass that thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy power to observe and to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Right? So because we didn't follow the Lord and went whoring after other gods, the Lord put a curse on us. So now it's cursed shall thou be in the city, cursed shall thou be in the field. Cursed shall be thy basket and thy store. Cursed shall be the fruit of thy body and the fruit of the land, and the increase of thy kind, and the flocks and thy sheep. Cursed shall thou be when thou comest in, and cursed shall thou be when thou goest out. And the Lord shall send upon thee cursing, vexation, and rebuke, and all that thou settest thy hand to for it to do, until thou be destroyed, and until thou perish quickly because of the wickedness of thy doing, whereby thou hast forsaken me. So overall, man, we just screwed, man. We're damned if we do, and we're damned if we don't. So we was never gonna be able to come up how we really want to. You might get your 15 minutes. God his 15 minutes, but now he's thrown down. And Jemima had her 15 minutes of fame, but she got screwed over the whole time. Didn't see a penny. This Jake, or his father, they just had to ride the background to this day. Never got their true just due. But we're not here to win in this place. We're gonna lose. But things like this, with this guy, it's just proving more and more every day that we are under the curses, man. For you to come up with something as catchy as this and to be as hot as it is, and for the so-called white men to just take it away like that, that proves that we're under the curses, man. We're not meant to win in this place, man. So don't look to win in this place. We got to survive Babylon. All right, and the only way you're going to survive Babylon, all right, is to detach, man. Let me see. What does the scripture say? It's polluted. Micah 2:10, it says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction. Babylon is polluted, America is polluted. All right. Let's see if we can get a good definition for polluted or pollution. Pollution, discharge. Ooh, that is not what I'm looking for. Excuse me. Woo. Polluted, being ceremonially unclean, profane, rendered impure or unclean. This place is definitely impure and it's unclean. All right. It's just to pollute is to defile or to violate the sanctity of, to render ceremonially unclean, right? So I guess pollution is okay. Well, you learn something every day, right? But that's all I really wanted to get with this. Lord's word, this is edifying, and we give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem. Rakar giving double honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS. Salutes and honors to the elect brothers across the four corners who are enduring in truth and sincerity, all the men and the women who follow. Shalom.